Pride of Baghdad is a 2006 graphic novel written by Brian K. Vaughn and illustrated by Niko Henrichon. It tells the story of four lions that escaped from the Baghdad Zoo after U.S. forces bombed the city in 2003. It is actually based on a true account that occurred during the U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2003, where four African lions did in fact escape the zoo once bombs had blown away a section of their enclosure. This story is one part Hamlet, one part Saving Private Ryan, and one part Lion King. It is told with gorgeous art that is penciled, inked, and colored all by Henrichon. And to me, the colors really stand out in this work with lots of earth tones to convey the ruined desert city of wartime Baghdad. I chose this text because, as a lifelong lover of the comic book medium, I was immediately drawn to it. I've been aware of this book since its release, as it received many awards and acclaims at the time, but I've yet gotten around to reading it. I think that this book will especially appeal to young adults because, like any novel in graphic form, they would find it easier to read due to it being a graphic novel. It tells a simple story, yet it's not so simple that students would see it as being talked down to, but the story is complex enough with the ideas it presents that can make for some very interesting classroom discussion. Plus, it has talking animals, and that never hurts. Although this work would not be suitable for every classroom because there are very strong issues to be dealt with here, like rape and suddenly finding yourself homeless due to a war you never asked for. I think this work would be an excellent opportunity to discuss the idea of varying viewpoints. This is especially demonstrated in the section where Safa and Ali come across a sea turtle that recalls the last time Iraq was invaded during Desert Storm in the early 90s. He seems to recall these things with a sort of nonchalance, as if to say, "Here we go again." The war barely affects him, while they are completely earth-shattering to these four lions. There's also how the lions perceive humans. Constantly being referred to as the keepers, they are seen as part captors and part caregivers. Humans are the source of these lions' misery, yet are barely mentioned once events start unfolding. This book is also a good way to present the idea of war and what it can do. The lion situation is not unlike that of a refugee, since they suddenly find themselves without a home and are moving around seeking things we take for granted, like food and shelter. It is also interesting to see how each of the lions reacts to the events around them. Safa regards the outside world as a terribly dangerous place, as her strongest memory is that of her rape and disfigurement at the hands of Book and his brothers, while Noor dreams only of escaping into the outside world. We see her plotting in the beginning with the monkeys and antelopes ways to escape, so when their habitat is opened by the bombs, Safa at first decides to stay, while Noor and the others don't hesitate to flee. All in all, this book was very enjoyable, and I think in the right classroom this can be an excellent read that would be appreciated by most, if not all. Yes, it is sad and tragic. It does not have a happy ending, but that's the point of Vaughn's story. War rarely gives people a happy ending, and it's inarguably for the best that the lesson be learned through fiction rather than real life. So I urge you to check out this book. Give it a chance in your classroom, please. But you don't have to take my word for it.